we are live. All right, so I just wanted to go a little bit over. It looks like, yeah, the Facebook group is looking great, Monty. I like the titles that you used and all the pictures that explain what it's about. Perfect. What I would do is, you're good. So all we would need to do is put the Qualtrics survey on there and have people share it like it's hotcakes, I guess.
Yeah, I think it should be fine. I put you as an admin just now.
I saw that. Thank you.
Yeah, so anybody can go on once I put them on the admin, and we can once that Qualtrics, it's kind of hard to finish that page until that gets done. So as soon as it gets done, I'll just
add that on. That sounds great. Yeah, we kind of were thrown through a loop yesterday. I thought we were all done with our questions and everything, and then the teacher throws us feedback and wants us to fix over half of our questions, and I'm like, I thought that's what we did on the last week's stuff with the discussion boards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, well,
whatever.
Yeah. So I fixed them. I did kind of want to go over those a little bit today, just because, it's hard to think of everything that people are going to say on your own to put all those down into a possibility. So I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't have extra things that you thought we should put on there as options that people might say in addition to what I thought of. Let me open that up. I will open question updated. Okay. Sorry, I'm going back to here. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see. Okay, so do you guys see this? The share screen? Is it up yet?
Yep.
All right. So she didn't like the open-ended ones. What do you feel the benefits of the flu vaccine are? So I said decreased chance of contracting the flu, protecting children and the elderly from serious flu complications. And then I put no benefits. It doesn't work. And then other as to what you think. Are there anything else that you see people that might say that we should add to that?
No, I think that pretty much, I feel like those are the main options that people would choose. Those are the main reasons that most people get the flu vaccine. So I think that's
something I thought. I couldn't think of anything else that people would say. Number two, what do you feel are the drawbacks of the flu vaccine? So I said it only protects against specific strains. It hurts. It can be expensive. It's inconvenient to travel to a clinic to get one. It doesn't work, or there are no drawbacks, or other specify.
I think that's good too.
Yeah.
And it said they're allowed to choose more than one. Did it say choose?
I said circle any responses that reply to your opinion or specify your own.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah. And then number three, it says, have you received the flu vaccine between September 2015 and February 2016, which is this flu season? And then it's circle one response. Yeah. So, because it really was, have you received the flu vaccine this year? And the teacher didn't like that. I'm like, okay, so this specific flu season. So, and I understood that one was kind of, it's like, are you referring to from January to January, or from school year to school year, or from the specific flu season? So that was good for her to clarify that. And that's, have you received the flu vaccine in the past? That one's the same. Do you believe the flu vaccine can cause flu symptoms? Does your place of business require you to receive the flu vaccine? Does your place of business have a vaccine clinic or make it easy for you to receive the flu vaccine, such as time off, free vaccination through the company, etc.? So she wanted us to specify what would make it easier, so I had to put time off, free vaccinations, things of that sort. Yeah. So instead of asking people if a Google search was a good place to find flu vaccine information, she changed that to where do you receive the majority of your information on the flu vaccine? And then we have a bunch of options there. So I put medical provider's office, or from medical providers, a personal internet search such as Google, medical journals, which peer-reviewed scholarly sources like EBSCO, UpToDate, JSTOR, things of that sort, word of mouth, social media, and other. Anything else you can think of for that?
Nothing that I would really think. I mean, sometimes coworkers, but I think that would fit into
Word of mouth.
Yeah, the word of mouth, and so I think that would be fine.
Yeah, I probably should put friends, relatives, coworkers under word of mouth, and I thought about that, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
think
know. I mean, sometimes places, like Rite Aid or other places that have the flu vaccine, they advertise for it. So I don't know if advertisements would be anything, but that doesn't necessarily, I guess, have information about it. Just say, come get a flu vaccine. So maybe not. Never mind.
And that might qualify as like a medical provider
That's true.
as well.
Yep.
Because I guess a pharmacy provides medicine.
Yeah.
But but I've been seeing it more and more at like I guess Harris Teeter and like Safeway and I don't know, Brolem's where you guys are at, I guess. Like they have pharmacies, so I guess that qualifies as a medical provider. I don't know. And I put, have you ever gotten sick with flu symptoms after receiving the flu vaccine? So the only one that she let us keep the actual, fill in the blank answer was what personal experiences or stories have shaped your opinion on the flu vaccine. And all the others she wanted multiple choice, which saves us a lot of time because I mean if we get what we're looking for, 300 responses, that's 60 surveys that each of us has to go through.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this saves us time and where we only have one question out of on each of the 60 surveys that we have to go through. And then she wanted us to put all of the basic age group, male, female information at the end. And the big thing that I had kind of trouble with was she wanted us to change, do you live in a rural or urban area, to differentiate better. And so, because she's like, well, a small city isn't the same as a big city, and I was just like, really? So I put, a rural area or a low population under 500,000 residents, or an urban area is over 5,000 residents, and she was okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, because in Boise, the Boise area, there's not 500,000 people, but Boise is the biggest city in Idaho.
Yeah, it's still a big city. That's same as Spokane. Like, there's only 200,000, but it's still a big city where I'm at. So
I don't know if maybe we should lower it down to maybe like 200,000 for urban, because otherwise you're going to get the entire state of Idaho saying they're rural.
Well, and that's kind of what the teacher was saying. And she was saying that, like, that a city in the Midwest or, in these not heavily populated areas isn't the same as being in, like, New York City. And so that's why I worded it the way I did.
That's so weird.
I know. I don't know why she wanted it that way, but that's...
Okay.
All right,
It doesn't matter too much to me. It was just, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
weird
it doesn't have to be within the city limits. They can think metro area, how many people are in the metropolitan area. And I guess we can change it to reflect that.
I think it's kind of weird that she's just being picky about that, but whatever.
Yeah. And she okayed it the way it is, so I'm kind of like, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. And so the last is, what's your highest level of education completed, was the last one. Yep. So we've got 15 questions, and we're good. Okay. So that's what we've got on there, and so I feel bad because Gabby already made the Qualtrics, and then we had to go back and change all those. And I'm like, well, sorry, you're not done yet. Oh, sorry, I'm still sharing my screen, aren't I? Okay. Get back to that. Stop sharing. I hear someone's rooting around, sleepy.
Yep. He's talking.
So, there we go. So the teacher had asked us in our meetings to discuss 2 questions. Let me find where those went. But they were in this week's overview, I think. My notes from the instructor. Okay, yeah, they were in the notes from the instructor. No, that's last week's. There we go. Yeah, this week's notes from the instructor asked, what impact will study participation have on your sample population? Was the first question, and the second is, what issues should you be sensitive to as you interact with your sample group?
Let me go back over those real quick.
Yeah, so it says, what impact will study participation have on your sample population? And so I'm thinking that, you know, she's just saying lots of people are going to ignore it. You know, most people are just like, oh, it's voluntary, I don't participate.
Yeah. I think,
Especially Facebook.
Yeah, that's something that you're going to run into in any study, I think, unless it is, you know, mandatory, but we can't really do that. So there's going to be some bias. That's why we're trying to, you know, do Facebook and in person in different areas to try to avoid as much bias as we can, right?
Yeah. Well, we changed that. The teacher does not want us to do in person.
Oh, we're not doing in person anymore?
no.
We're doing Facebook.
Okay, well, fair enough.
That's
Makes
another
it easier
thing
for us, let's be real, so.
Yeah, well, you know, she was like, you know, you do one or the other, and then she was kind of like, you know, like I talked to her on the phone about it. I was like, I really think that it, you know, like it reduces the bias, like I said, and we can see what kind of bias there is between a Facebook study and an in-person study. And she was like, well, it's going to take too long to do both, and she was just really like hardcore against it. And then she brought up, is like, well, half of your group members don't really participate. Are you really going to be able to trust them to do their part if you're doing lots of things? And I was like, yeah, you're probably. I was like, I guess it makes it easy. She was really trying to make it easier on us and just trying to make it really simple. And I was like, okay, I guess. So I changed it. And I was like, as long as she's okay with it, it's going to get approved. I just feel bad because, I mean, like, I feel like, you know, there is a ton of, you know, from statistics class, we know that these types of surveys are very biased. You get, you know, people that have strong opinions will take the survey, and people that don't really care are just going to, I don't feel like participating.
Yeah, you know, strong opinions either way, like yes flu vaccine or no flu vaccine, they're going to do it, but that's very true. I think it's funny because, you know, she's like, okay, come up with your own experiment, but then she's tailored it. She's pretty much told, like, done our project for us, it seems almost, because she's like, maybe do it this way instead, and don't do this, do that. It's just funny. I know she's just
like the way that she had me change the questions is like, like predicting their answers. Where like before it was like, you know, they were writing it in their own answers, and they had freedom over that, and now we're kind of limiting their choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just kind of funny. It's okay. We'll get it done. So.
Right. And then the second question is, what issues should you be sensitive to as you interact with your sample group?
I think the biggest issues would just be personal stories and stuff that they do. or that they
Yeah.
share, because it's just, I
Right,
mean,
yeah. I mean, you
everybody
run
has
into
different
people who, like, their
experience with
grandma died from complications with the flu,
yeah.
or, you know, their child had a reaction to the flu vaccine or something like that. You know?
Yeah. Thankfully, that's probably not too common, but yeah, no, I think that'd be the biggest thing to be aware of.
Yeah. But I think, you know, I don't know. I guess it's kind of impersonal. So, yeah.
Okay.
I think that our survey does a good job of just sticking to the facts and not, playing too much on people's emotions. Except for maybe the last question of personal stories. People might, meh, I don't know. But yeah, just understand that people have strong opinions on vaccines is what I can is the only thing that I can come up with besides, personal experiences.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is there a way to like limit comments on our group page? Because I mean, I feel like we're gonna get a lot of hate.
Let me look real quick. I know that it's just a closed group, so only members of the group that we approve to be on it can like say anything.
Yeah, but I thought we were inviting our whole friends list.
Yeah, and that's fine, but we like whoever, so we invite them and then they have to go to the page and request to be a member.
Gotcha.
And then
But they could just read it and click on Qualtrics and go there if they don't want to be a member.
correct, yeah. So I think, I mean, I'm sure we'll get hate. That's kind of anything on Facebook nowadays, but
yeah, especially with the new, I think it's gonna be funny when we go in and do it because like they came out yesterday with the new emoticons and adding, sad or angry reactions to it. Yeah, maybe we'll get a few angry ones. It'll be okay.
and I mean, if anything happens, like I'll monitor it pretty closely, and if there's
Yeah.
anything, we can easily delete it and then just
Right. Yeah, we're all
put the
going
person
to be admins, so we can. I'm sure we'll be busy for the next couple of weeks, making sure that things are done on there.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, I wanted to go over next week. I don't think there's anything else that we really need to do for this week. So next week is just data analysis, and so I needed to look and see if there were anything that we needed to do as a group for next week and develop stuff for that.
So, what do I need to be doing as far as Facebook and the survey? Do I need to send out invitations to my friend list?
Yeah. So right now we're just adding ourselves to the group and making us admins. Once we've gotten approval from the review board at the school to run our survey, and Gabby has updated the Qualtrics to reflect the new questions, then we'll be able to do that.
Okay, gotcha.
There we go. So I'm looking at, let's see, so next week, data analysis. So I'm looking at the notes from the instructor, and she's saying, okay, so the assignments next week are individual. So, but we're going to be doing stuff in the SPSS, so we just make sure that you've already done the VDI thing, and made sure that it's all working on your computer to run the interface, so that we're acting as if we're on a BYUI computer and have the servers to run all the on that screen. That was really confusing. I had never worked with one of those programs before, but I got it to, download it, and I think I can figure out how to work it, but yeah. I'll work it out as we go. Yeah, so I'm just going over what our assignments are next week. It doesn't look like we have anything that we need to do as a team next week. So really, as far as next week, just making sure that once we've got the new Qualtrics stuff onto the Facebook page, that we start inviting our friends list to the group.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
We most likely will send out a little, I don't know if we should do it every day or every 2 days. I'm thinking every 2 days, go through and send the, like, put on our Facebook page, hey, if you haven't taken the survey for my class yet, please do so.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know, do we go through it and put it in the list or send out a message to the people we've invited to do that? I don't know if there's a way to group message people or not, but and I think if each one of us does that every 2 days, because I mean, the people that are on our friends list will probably respond to us better than they'll respond to one of you guys doing it. So if we take turns in sending out the message every 2 days, that probably would help.
Yeah, I think that should be fine. I'm just sending out a little reminder because I think our data analysis is 2 weeks, or data gathering.
It's like 10 days or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that'd be fine.
Yeah, I think we'll get 300. I'm hoping we'll get 300.
Hope so.
So yeah, I'll just keep it updated. So we'll hopefully they'll approve the review board. I'm going to work on the application to the review board today. Now that she's approved those questions, I probably am going to change the urban rural one and include a small city one. For like 200,000 residents.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's different. And so that's the big change I'm going to make to it. I don't think she'll have a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Alrighty. And then we'll go from there. So hopefully Gabby will be working on the new Qualtrics one. I feel bad that she already finished the old one, but such is life. I mean, I had to make several adjustments to the PDF and everything. So,
yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
Alrighty, you guys.
Any questions?
Nope.
All right. So we're looking forward to data collection soon.
Okay. See ya.
I'll let you know once everything has been approved.
Alrighty, that sounds good to me.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.